Chapter 11, Riding High. Your rider and Mandy are still reeling from the outpouring of congratulations as you head out of the cow tent and into the fresh air. Well, that went better than expected. I think what you mean to say is, Mandy, you were amazing up there. How do you do it? We could say that, but we already had a hard time fitting your ego in that. With the luggage, pumping it up any bigger would be a nightmare. Packing the car is a problem for tomorrow us. Today us should celebrate and enjoy the fair. You're met with a unanimous agreement. Together, you head to the fair rides. Bright lights, sounds of happy screaming fill the air. I wonder if there's a tunnel of love around here. Mandy, any chance you want some company? I could come with you if you want. Maybe we could share a car or, ride it together. Your hand grazes hers, shooting a bolt of electricity up your arm and leaving you tingling all over. Just say the word, I don't mind a solo ride, but something tells me things will get a lot more fun with you on board. For a moment, Mandy outright takes your hand, giving it a squeeze, and Ryder closes his throat, bringing you back to reality. Not me. I imagine the only way to use up all that extra adrenaline is to flirt with danger a little. I wouldn't mind something to keep the thrill going. What do you have in mind, Ryder? As a roller coaster rattles by, shaking the ground and filling the air with the terrified screams of passengers, he stops you cold. The ultimate Sasquatch should do the trick. Grab the tickets before lining up to board the roller coaster, and Mandy looks around wide-eyed. This is definitely a choice. We don't have to do it if you're afraid. Of course I'm not, but a girl's allowed her qualms. A girl is shaking in her boots. Ryder, you will protect us, right? If anything happened, you just wrap us in your arms and hold us tight, right? Fingers wander up the expanse of his bulging bicep, and you feel him flex under your fingers. Nothing's going to happen, but you're always safe when you're with me. The line progresses, and a group after group comes back, wind-blown and screaming. Mandy tenses beside you. Remind me again why people think this is fun? You mean besides the random statues of Sasquatch popping up when you least expect them? Before you can stop, Ryder takes on a playful grin and mischievous uses his size to mimic the large, fuzzy statues towering over her. Probably the breakneck twists and turns that are sure to toss you around. If you're trying to scare me off, it's not gonna work, Ryder. I can handle any ride you can. Come on, you guys. Gotta start. This is going to be fun. An attendant waits you forward, and as Mandy and Ryder each climb into a different car, you realize each car only seats two. I'm gonna go with Ryder, haha. Ryder's infectious energy envelops you, and you slip into the car next to him. Ready for 4 minutes of screaming our heads off at the top speed? I haven't met our coaster, I haven't tamed yet. It's time to add this beast to the list. He buckles the seatbelt around you, both of you, before casually slipping his arm around you, in case you need a shoulder to lean on. What a gentleman. The coaster gives a lurch as it shoots up the sloping track, and in front of you, Mandy lets out a scream that fills the darkened chamber. I can't believe I let you two talk me into this! With a chuckle, Ryder bows his head to whisper in your ear. The ride's supposed to hit a top speed of 120 miles per hour. That's faster than any Bronco back at the ranch. Sounds like you'd better make sure you hold on tight. The car crests the top of the slope, and as it plummets down, Ryder pulls you in close, securing you to his side. You don't have to tell me twice. Mandy's screams gradually turn into excited cheers as the ride whips and turns, taking the curves at breakneck speeds. Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal. As you raise your hands to catch the wind whipping by, Ryder grows still at your side. This is definitely faster than the 120 miles per hour, don't you think? As you crash the final hill, you spot a camera and instructions to pose for a souvenir photo. Kiss him, why not? You tip Ryder's chin away from the monitor of the speed over the side of the car. As his eyes meet yours, you can't help but smile. How about I give you something else to focus on? You lean in, pressing his lips to yours sweetly, and as the camera flashes, Ryder grips the back of your neck, prolonging the kiss. Feel any better? Much. Your pulse races as the ride screeches to a halt. Shaken, you step out of the roller coaster, car only to find... That was amazing! We gotta go again! I don't think so. There's no way that thing is legal. We should stay on solid ground until it's properly checked out. Why does it feel like the start of a new Freaky Friday remake? As you exit the ride and head back to the main fairgrounds, the scent of fried foods and sweet cotton candy washes over you. I'm starving. Anybody up for lunch? You go ahead. I'm gonna try a few more of the roller coasters. Who knew this is what I was missing all those years? Teasingly, Mandy nudges Ryder over the shoulder. Care to tag along, or are you too busy shaking in your boots, cowboy? Funny. I'm gonna stay back with Belle. Get something in me. With a knowing smile, Mandy heads off for another ride, while you and Ryder head to the food tent to examine the offerings. See anything good? You know me, the simpler the better, so I guess it's only fitting I've got my eyes on a barbecue plate. 5 pounds of ribs, links, and brisket? Yeah, that sounds right up your alley. I guess you can tell a lot about a person based on what they put in their mouths. Ryder glances over to you, and as you catch him staring at your lips, you give them a lick, feeling bold. Is that right? Then what would I say if I put you in my mouth? Jesus. Eat a corn dog. A corn dog's an innuendo, why not? What secrets line? Cornbread wrapped around a frankfurter. Anyone with that on their tray is the type to leap into adventure headfirst, because there's no telling what's actually in those hot dogs. I could see that. But what says I totally freaked out on the roller coaster and am too macho to admit it? Ryder freezes. You look at him expectingly, eyebrows raised. Alright, I admit it, I got a little freaked. I'm not even sure what happened. There's no shame in not liking the rush. The rides are supposed to creep us out with a little risk, but sometimes it can be too much. Before the words are fully out of your mouth, Ryder turns to face you, taking your hands in his. No, Belle, I normally love the rush. I live for it. Breaking in a wild horse, stepping in the stall with an unruly bull. But all of a sudden with you there, even the risk of a simple roller coaster just didn't seem worth it. Ryder, I think I'm falling for you, and that's the scariest ride I've ever been on. You can see the nerves behind his stoic eyes, and rather than say a word, you put every feeling into it, pulling him close and pressing your lips to his. The response is immediate. His grip grows rough against you, holding you to his chiseled frame until... can I help who's next? Reluctantly, you pull away to put in your orders, and as you munch on your food, Mandy rejoins you, still riding high of her last ride. That was incredible. We gotta do more before we leave. Hold your horses, Mandy. Don't you think it's just the adrenaline talking? Besides, there's plenty more we haven't seen. 4-H, mutton busting. Bull riding starts in an hour. Maybe they'll let spectators take a turn or two. I wouldn't mind venturing around a little, but the only bull I'd ever consider riding is that one. You point to where a woman is sitting on a mechanical bull with hands clinging to the leather straps as she jolts up and down on the bull's back. 41, 42, 43. Before I can finish, the woman is catapulted off of the bull's back and into a pile of blue mat. Ryder shoots you a smile. 43 seconds. Not much of a record. He's not wrong. You could easily beat that, Belle. I'd need help even mounting that thing, let alone riding it. I wouldn't say no to a rough ride or two, if you're up for me joining in. Ryder peers at you with darkened eyes, and you can't help but imagine his thick thighs clenched around you. Just a thought, this should really be a choice between Ryder and Mandy, just saying. I guess if I can handle the real deal, I can tame a robot animal with a little help. It's all in your hips. If you can keep pace with the bull's movement, you're golden. Call me a meathead, but my strategy is a little more brute force. Just clamp down and hold on for dear life. Ah, okay. Alright. I guess I spoke too soon. You know what? Let's see what Mandy's got, you know? Just saying. We'll see how she rides a bull. I think I can keep pace just fine, but I wouldn't mind getting a little tutorial, Mandy. You got it. After all, these hips don't lie. Runs a hand up the curve of her hip, and your eyes zero in on the shape of her. I'll bet. You two have fun. You and Mandy head to the bull, and Mandy climbs up. She offers you a hand to help swing your leg over. Mechanical bull, let's ride. You settle in behind her thighs and hips nestled tightly against her, and Mandy wraps your arms around her, fitting your body to hers. Off to a strong start already. Let's keep it that way now. The key to staying on this is staying loose. I thought it was all about the hips. That too, but your hips have to be loose if they're going to change direction the way you need to. As the bull starts up, Mandy moves her hips forward and back and loose thrust winding in time to the bull's gallops. As the bull moves faster, we'll need to pick up the pace, but for now, slow and easy. Like this. Match her movements, thrusting against her firm ass. Get your breath pushing her back. You tense from the stimulation. Just like that. With each gallop, your bodies move as one, warming and stoking the fires burning deep within. That's it. Your body knows what to do. Trust it. My body wants to do a lot of things right now. Mostly for you to hold me closer. There's no way I'm staying on if you don't. Mandy grips you tighter, melding you into her as the bulls pick up some speed. You're fine, Belle. Bull riding is half skill, half mind game. If you focus too much on the riding, you'll psych yourself out. Mandy lowers her voice until you can only hear it, speaking calmly and soothingly. Let your mind wander. Focus on something else that'll keep your mind occupied. As Mandy's brush against your grasp, your mind goes straight to her body. The soft curve bouncing up, down, in time to the bull's movements. What I wouldn't give to be the one underneath her right now. As you sink into the fantasies, you can practically feel her sweet thighs spread over yours. Her wet heat mixing with yours as your bodies move as one. Around you, the crowd starts counting. 86, 87, 88. I'll be damned, she's still going. Ruining your concentration and bringing you crashing back to reality. Mandy, I can't hold on any longer. Then let go, Belle, I got you. Heart full of trust, you release your hold on the leather strap, and you and Mandy go tumbling into the mats surrounding the bull. It wasn't the all-time record I was hoping for, but not bad, considering it was my first time riding one of these. That's true. After all, real skill takes a lifetime to master. I wouldn't say that. I only started riding bulls in the last few years, and I'm as good as any lifer. I don't know about that. As they bicker, you glance back and forth between them, and a smile creeps across your face. Instead of arguing, I say we start a battle between born in a barn and bull-riding newbie. I want Ryder to show us what a real cowboy can do. No one has ever outridden me before, and they're not going to start now. Just watch as Ryder swaggers up to the bull, leaps on top. Your heart gives an erratic leap at how easy he makes it look. Hit it. I'm ready to get the show on the road. The bull starts its slow starting movement. Ryder turns to you with a wink, and it's all you can do not to swoon where you stand. I could watch Ryder do this all day. Even though the bull picks up speed, it feels almost as though time starts to slow down as you continue watching. His hips curl slowly forward, around and back again, his whole body swaying in time to the thrusts. Wait for it, here it is. Folks, we have an all-new time record. Bystanders erupt into cheers and shouts as Ryder is thrown for the bull. He lands with a laugh, springing to his feet as though he isn't even winded. Good work. Here's a little something to remember your big win. Ryder saunters over to you with a cheap plastic trophy in hand. His lips quirked in a teasing smile. Silver trophy. Shouldn't it be gold? I think this officially makes it your turn, boss. Now you can both watch how it's done. She smiles sweetly at the ticketeer as she climbs on top of the bull, grabs hold of the strap. The bull starts off its usual slow speed. Ryder, I can never look at a bull the same way again. Every time I see one, I'll be able to picture you thrusting back and forth. I can only imagine that's gonna make working on the ranch one hell of a chore. He smirks and thrusts his chest out, a slow drawl in his voice. We might have to do something to get that out of your system. Before you can respond, Mandy hits the mat with a groan. Ryder offers her a smug hand up. Hate to break it to you, boss, but talent's an arena where skill and intuition meet. Better luck next time. By the time the sun sinks lower, you're exhausted, but happy and ready for some downtime. It'll be nice to get off my feet for a little while. I think we did everything there is to do in this place. We definitely ate almost every kind of fair food they sell. Let me go check on the heifer and get her settled for the night. Afterwards, we can head straight to the hotel from here. As Ryder heads toward the barn, you catch Mandy staring off dreamingly into the afternoon sky. Penny for your thoughts? I was just thinking about the last time I was here. With your dad's? With my ex. Ah. Wow. What's the story there? Long lost love, the one that got away, wish you never met him? I think it was a case of right person, wrong time. When I met Austin, I was still raring to take on the world and make a name for myself, but he was used to the slower life. He had to step up in a major way for his family, and that level of responsibility changes a person, which is something I get now. But not then. Definitely not. It's why we flamed out after a few months. It was actually right there at this fair we decided to call it. And just now, you were wishing things had been different? I was realizing that live, laugh, and love girlies were right. Sometimes things fall apart so that other things can come together. It's true. Before either of you can say another word, Ryder saunters over dusting, hands on his pants. Melba's all set, so we're ready to head out whenever. Hotel, here we come. But as you head for the exit, you walk past a row of rides you'd completely overlooked. There's where they were hiding the Tunnel of Love. They have one every year. It's my favorite. You've said that about every ride today. What makes this one so special? It's the one that comes with a perk. 7 minutes of quiet, alone time with a special someone. Fair enough. What about you, Ryder? As much as I respect coasters, I prefer the Ferris wheel. After all, there's time for action. There's time for taking things slow. His eyes lock on yours as he speaks, and you can't help the warmth that builds deep in your stomach. And even this country boy can appreciate the romantic nature of sunset at the top of the world. Both offer a good argument. A thrill moves through you as you look between the dark tunnel and the gargantuan wheel. A quiet moment sounding perfect after a long day. I think I can manage one last ride before turning in. Not a diamond choice. Alright, so we have Tunnel of Love and Ferris wheel. This one's a tough one, I'm gonna be honest with you. Alright, I'll tell you why I picked the one I pick at the end of the video. Here goes! What better way to start winding down? My thoughts exactly. And he heaves a sigh before waving the two of you off. You do enjoy yourselves up there. I'm headed to the hotel for a long bath. As Mandy heads to the hotel, you and Ryder head to the Ferris wheel, and in seconds you're in the air, leaving the noise of the fair behind. This is all so much more relaxing once everything starts to wind down for the night. It is nice to be alone for a while. The length of his thigh pressed against yours feels taut and tense, but not nearly as tense as his white-knuckled grip on the guardrail. If I didn't know any better, I'd say someone was nervous. Wordlessly, you reach out and take his hand in yours. He jerks with surprise, but doesn't pull away. Relax. It's just us. You gestured out to the vast nothingness surrounding you as the wheel continues moving higher, and Ryder heaves a sigh as he peers out over the horizon. What's on your mind, cowboy? In a word, you. I don't know how it happened, but you've become the glue holding everything together. Which is no easy feat, considering how often Mandy and I are at each other's throats. You're pretty damn amazing, Bill. Despite the chill in the air, you feel yourself growing warm all over. A liquid sensation settles in the pit of your stomach. Would you just kiss me already? I've been waiting. He growls deep and low in his chest in a way that makes your whole body quake. My apologies. But you won't have to wait another second. His mouth is on yours before you can blink, his strong fingers digging into your hair, holding you in place. Oh my. Don't poke the bear unless you're ready for what he wants, Bill. And what does he want? Ryder pulls back just enough for you to see the lust in his eyes and the muscles deep and then tense deliciously. He shifts closer, rocking the car as he pulls your lower lip between his teeth. A hot pang shoots down your body and settles heavily between your legs. You better be careful with that thing, Ryder. Two can play this game. You suck his tongue into your mouth, and with a slow, tantalizing motion, you slip your way down the hard line of his body, enjoying every inch of him. Oh. He pushes closer, urging more of him into your touch, but you simply swallow his moans before reaching between his thighs to find him straining against his pants. I'm not afraid to poke the bear because I give as good as I get, and I give it damn good. All of a sudden, the car screeches to a halt, and disoriented, you look over the side of the car to see the passengers disembarking. I guess our ride is nearly over. We should probably get back to the hotel. As you reach the door to your hotel room, you fumble with the keycard as Ryder leans casually against the wall, one arm braced over his head. I enjoyed today a lot more than I thought I would. And then again, that seemed to be a par for the course, now that you're around. He reaches down and draws a finger down the side of your face. Your heart pounds as you realize he has no intention of leaving you at the door. He wants to come in, and I definitely want to let him. A low, rumbling growl of approval escapes his throat. He pushes himself off the wall and looms over you. You invite me in? Hell yes. You barely manage to get the door open before he pounces. The moment you cross the threshold, it is as if he unleashes a single emotion he's been trying to keep at bay. Ryder. His lips are on top of yours as he pushes you up against the wall. Every hard, packed muscle in his body is pressed against you, his hips holding you in place as his mouth devours yours. I'm not... He slides his hand behind your head so he can deepen the kiss as his fingers tangle in your hair. You feel him lightly tug the strands. His mouth is more expressive than you knew he was capable of. Groaning and sliding his tongue across yours, he digs his hip so hard in yours that you can feel every inch of him. Did you invite me in to talk or do this? Play innocent. You wouldn't hurt little old thing like me, would you? With a smile, you twine your arms around his neck and let your whole body sag against him. Even through all the fabric, you can feel how hot he is and how much he wants you. You tease his lips with your own, coaxing and nibbling until he opens his mouth to let you in. I could be so good to you, Ryder, if you just let me. When it comes to things like this, I don't let anything happen, I take. He grunts as he takes full possession of your mouth. All of a sudden, his hands are everywhere over your ass, down your thighs, tugging your hips until you have no choice but to feel the powerful swell of him. A shiver of excitement quivers through your whole body. This determined, demanding Ryder's new, and you like it more than is good for you. Cold, I have a way of fixing that. His arms wrap around you in a strong, crushing embrace. You shiver again, but it has nothing to do with the temperature. I actually was hoping we could, be wearing fewer clothes, not more. Ryder's lips quirk in an easy grin. You asking me to unzip your belt? Actually, I'm asking you to tear my clothes off with your bare hands. The light in his eyes is impossible to resist. You pat your eyes at him suggestively before dropping your voice to a soft purr. Pretty please, sir. Hooking you around the waist, Ryder twirls you in a circle and tosses you to the bed. You fall with a soft whomp on all the breathing leaving your body at once. Pouncing forward, he grabs you by the ankle and tugs you to the end of the bed. I'm gonna make you pay for that, Belle. You moan as he slides his hands up the sides of your body until he hooks his fingers under your waistband. With all the impossibly strong tug, he forces the fabric over your hips and down your thighs. Oh. He slides his hand back up your bare legs, his thumbs pressing deep imprints up your inner thighs. He doesn't stop until he reaches the moisture seeping through your panties. Play with fire and you're gonna get burned. You lay back and try to control your heartbeat as he quickly strips off his own clothing. He's always a sight to behold, but without look in his eyes and the predatory swagger in his step, you fall back on the bed in a daze, your whole body throbbing hot, then cold. He slides his knee between your legs as he crawls on top of you, letting the weight of his body push you into the mattress. His hands are everywhere as he drops his mouth to yours once again, runs his palm over the flat of your stomach before surging up to cup your breast. As soon as you feel the weight fill his hands, you cry out and arch into his touch. You reach for him, but he holds himself back with a slight tisk. Nuh-uh. I intend to take every very good care of you before you're allowed to do that. With a commanding note in his voice, it's all you can do not to writhe against the bed. Well, in that case, this is where we're gonna have to cut off because of YouTube. Long story short, people in the lobby could hear us. We'll just go with that. You both fall to the bed with a happy sigh. Although you can't quite feel your toes, you can feel Ryder's hand as it snakes across the blanket to clasp yours. That was... I know. There's no need for words as a warm, comfortable silence overtakes you. As your breathing slows and you regain control of your senses, you're aware of one thing and one thing only. I have all night to recover in his arms. You wake up the next morning to an empty room, and after taking a quick shower, you head to the lobby to meet up with Mandy and Ryder. There you find Ryder with his arms crossed as he watches Mandy chatting with a couple of suits near the checkout desk. Who are those guys? They look important. Beats me, the woman could find an entourage in a solitary confinement. Mandy shakes the hands of both suits before dashing over to join you. Guess who just made such a good impression yesterday that reporters want to tour our new events? Our new events? You mean the Eco Garden and Petting Zoo? The Eco Garden and the Petting Zoo that we only just put up one time as a test run? The Eco Garden and Petting Zoo that we're completely, totally, definitely not ready to show? Well... damn it, Mandy. I don't blame him. Let's not get worked up. If anyone can pull this thing off, it's us. How long do we have? A week? A month? Probably about 8 hours. Knowing her. Low hum sounds from deep in her throat. About that. I told them we'd have everything ready when they arrive tomorrow morning. That's doable, right? You're an idiot. I was right about 8 hours. Because by the time we drive back, yeah, no. Alright, without further ado, thanks for watching. Love your beautiful faces. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Plenty of things to check out there. Without further ado, let me say the following. The reason why I chose the Ferris wheel is because, one, it's kind of like Tunnel of Love, right? Slow, steady, nice, enjoyable ride. But when you get to the top, right, you get to just, typically that's where you stop for a minute while they let people out and then on. And you just look out over everything. You get to see as far as the eye can see. And it just looks beautiful, especially if you pick the right time of day or night, whichever, right? As long as it isn't cloudy or rainy, let's be honest. But it just looks great. And you just look out over the world, or at least that's what it seems like, right? But yeah, that's why I picked it. Tunnel of Love is just, it's nice, but Ferris wheel's just more beautiful, breathtaking. You get to take everything in. That's just my thought. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Thanks again for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.